Hi, Ty from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today, book of DuckTales, Armstrong the Robot from 1989. So let's get started. The train was slowly making its way around the mountain when Scrooge McDuck and his nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, heard a screeching sound. The train came to a sudden stop, and Scrooge and the boys found themselves thrown to the back of the car. "What happened?" asked Huey. "I'm going to find out," answered Scrooge. They climbed out of the car and ran to the front of the train. It was a good thing the engine had stopped the train, because they had almost crashed into a huge pile of rocks. "Now, how are we going to continue our journey?" wondered Scrooge aloud. "Called Lunchpad." "Scrooge," said Louie, "I bet he can get us out of this." "Do you really think he can help?" asked Scrooge. "Sure," said Dewey. "The engine lets Scrooge use the train radio to call Lunchpad." "We're in trouble," Lunchpad said Scrooge. "Come to Mount Helen right away." "Right, Mr. McD. I'm on my way." Before long, Lunchpad's plane landed on the roof of the train. Then he jumped down and started trying to move the rocks, but it was no use. They were just too heavy. "It's impossible," sighed Lunchpad, after trying to move the rocks. 20 men couldn't move even one of those. Suddenly, they heard a helicopter coming. It landed nearby. "It's Gizmo," cried Huey. "Look what he bought. I heard your radio call for help and thought you might need help. You might need us," said Gizmo. Then he turned to his robot. "Armstrong," said Gizmo, "move those rocks." The robot cleared away the rocks in no time, surprising everyone. The next day, Gizmo and Lunchpad went to Scrooge's house. While Lunchpad and Scrooge's nephew played with a toy robot, Gizmo was explaining what Armstrong could do for Scrooge. "He does everything," said Gizmo. "He washes dishes and clothes and dusts, keep the house clean, cook, and set the table. He can also do bookkeeping and drive a car. In short, he can do anything you ask without getting tired or making a mistake. And he works for free," added Scrooge. Scrooge loved his new robot. "I won't be needing you anymore, Lunchpad," said Scrooge, walking him to the door. "But I have always been your pilot," said Lunchpad. "I know, but time changed," said Scrooge. "I'll probably be letting my butler go, too. I'll call if I need you." And with that, Lunchpad found himself on the street. Soon, Armstrong was taking care of all the housework and ran Scrooge's business. Besides, Scrooge fired thousands of office workers because he doesn't need them anymore. In fact, when Scrooge went to work, there was nothing for him to do either. The robot had done it all, and done it all better than Scrooge could himself without making any mistakes. One day, Scrooge went to his money bin and found Armstrong emptying it out. "What are you doing? Where did you put my money, thief?" cried Scrooge. "You're fired." The robot grabbed Scrooge by the neck and carried him out, kicking and screaming, to Gizmo's house. Armstrong locked Gizmo and Scrooge up in a small room with an electrified doorway so they couldn't escape. "What is it you want?" asked Scrooge furiously. "To rue the words," said Armstrong. "I'm smarter than you, and now I have your money to put my plan into action." "You're crazy," said Gizmo. "You'll never get away with it." When Scrooge's nephew returned from school, they were surprised to find Armstrong arming a weapon at them. He got a laser gun, yelled Huey. What had he done with Uncle Scrooge? Asked Dewey. I don't know, but we need help. Let's get Lunchpad. The brother raced to Lunchpad's house. They found Lunchpad packing. Hi, kids, he said sadly. Did you come to say goodbye? Goodbye? Are you going somewhere? Sir, Mr. D doesn't need me since he got Armstrong. That's why we have come, said Huey. The robot went crazy and shot at us. We don't know what had happened to Uncle Scrooge. What can we do? Let's find Gizmo, said Lunchpad, taking charge. He's the one who made that monster. There's no time to lose, said Huey, running to the door. Wait, said Louie. We'll never get there in time on our bikes. Dewey's right, agreed Lunchpad. We'll use my plane. Soon they were flying to Gizmo, not knowing that it was the very place Armstrong had chosen for his base. In a few minutes, they landed loudly on the roof of Gizmo's lab, unaware that the robot had seen them land. The plane is losing fuel, cried Dewey. That's only water, said Lunchpad. I have been working as a firefighter lately, and there's still water in the tank. It probably spilt when we landed, he said, knocking at the lab door. Armstrong came ready for a fight. Lunchpad took one look and ran. Armstrong was determined to catch Lunchpad. Try the roof, Lunchpad, yelled Dewey. He won't be able to get us up there. Lunchpad hurried up to the plane rope ladder. Certainly that robot was too heavy to follow him, but Armstrong had long arms and reached up to grab Lunchpad by one foot. Let's go with me, you monster, screamed Lunchpad. In a panic, Lunchpad grabbed the handle that opened the tank of water and watched it spill all over the roof. When the water hit Armstrong, he froze. Sparks flew everywhere, and he clanked to the ground. You beat him, shouted Huey, Dewey, and Louie joyfully. You destroyed Armstrong. Then they went into the house to free Gizmo and Scrooge. Good job, said Scrooge, shaking Lunchpad's hand. You're not mad because I ruined your robot, asked Lunchpad, smiling. You don't seem to need anybody else with him around. I was wrong, said Scrooge. From now on, you are the only one I'll trust to fly my planes. Agreed? Agreed, said Lunchpad, giving Scrooge another handshake. Scrooge turned to his nephews and Gizmo. I have been thinking, he said. After all this business with the robot, we need a vacation. How about a cruise to the Bahamas? Hooray for Uncle Scrooge, cried Huey. Hooray, shouted everybody. So that was Armstrong the Robot for 1989. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.